basically, as soon as Leo gets home, we'll make him start transferring.
Has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from the prior meetings? Okay. I'll motion to approve them.
Second.
All right. Ms. Baloo,
Yes.
Ms. Candelaria Diaz, Ms. Cobb,
Yes.
Ms. Carone,
Yes.
me, I'm a yes. Ms. Davila,
Yes.
Ms. Doherty Trebbing,
Yes.
Mr. Gorder,
Yes.
Mr. Krishaber,
Yes.
and Mr. Tran.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we can do the department presentations. I will.
She's a CPS. Like, we're still as a person. Okay. Talk to us.
All right, can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Can I get a thumbs up? Bad memories. So, thank you very much for letting me share about IBCP. My name is Dave Pingato. This is my first year at Taft, but my 16th year in CPS, and very excited about helping to continue to build the IBCP. So the slide deck has 20 slides, but I'm not going to go through 20 slides. We'll do about half of it. You can go to the next one. All right, so the IBCP is a really cool program that combines career areas that students have shown interest in for juniors and seniors with college level advanced classes in the IB program. So the goal of the IBCP is to expand access for our students here at Taft to take these advanced IB classes, while also learning about an area that they are interested in. So we have currently, you can go to the next slide. That's a little bit of history of the CP. We currently have Next one. 57 seniors that are graduating in the IBCP program, 120 juniors that are going into their senior year, and I've recruited 130 current sophomores that will be starting in their junior year. So the IBCP is for juniors and seniors. It's a 2-year program. There are 9 pathways. So the first thing, students will express interest. We go sophomore year in the fall, we go to all the English classes, we have our seniors share about the program. We ask students to let us know if they're interested, and then I have a 5-minute conversation with each student, an interview. There are 9 pathways. So some of our pathways, the most popular pathways are entrepreneurship, digital media, web design, strength and conditioning. We have a lot of students in the ROTC program and a lot of students in our neighborhood in the Chicago Police and Fire Training Program. So we also have journalism, theater, theater production as pathways. And so then students would take those 2 classes, junior and senior year. They would earn a certificate in that area. So they would earn industry certificates. So some of our students, they go right to college. Some of our students want to go right to work. The students that want to go right to work are ready because they have certificates in the area that they've chosen. We can go to the next slide. These are the pathways that we have. You can see the 9 main pathways. What I'm trying to do is slowly expand. So we would like to add an engineering pathway if Mr. G can approve that. It's not cheap because you have to buy the curriculum, you have to train the teachers. We do have a teacher here that's qualified to teach in the engineering program. So I'm working with the administration on that right now, and we would like to expand to a 10th pathway because students have shown a lot of interest in engineering here. We have robotics, which is a great program, and it would really work well with that. We can go to the next slide. So here's the goals. I'm not going to read through all these goals, but mainly we want to teach our students to be good communicators. We want to teach our students to have intercultural understanding. We want to have our students learn how to work together, to be critical thinkers, to be problem solvers. That's what IBCP is all about. Next slide. So the first thing students need to do after they choose their pathway, they're going to pick their first diploma course. So the IB diploma courses are the most challenging courses we have here at Taft. They're going to pick 1 2-year course. Next slide. Then they're going to pick 1 1-year course. So these are the options. All right, next slide. The main course in IBCP is called PPS. It stands for Personal and Professional Skills. This is the class that students are going to take their junior and senior year, where they're going to be together as a cohort. So they're going to have the same teacher. This is a higher level IB course. This is a very challenging course. Students are going to be doing a reflective project that is similar to the extended essay for IB diploma program. This is an extended research project that they do over the course of 6 months in an area that they're interested in. So again, this is a higher level course, carries a GPA of 6.0. So if students do well in it, it brings their GPA up for colleges. But this is the main IBCP course called PPS. Next slide. As I mentioned, the reflective project, this is their capstone assessment. The seniors just submitted all their reflective projects. We actually have to submit those to the IB, and the IB will score those. We will get the scores back during the summer. And then the students that are successful in the reflective project, but also meet the other requirements for the CP will earn a certificate, which is a very sought after certificate from IB, similar to the IB diploma, Next slide. All right, I just wanted to share a couple slides on what the seniors are saying about the program because I felt like the community might want to know what the students think about the program, so we can go to the next slide. And not sure. Go to the next one. All right, we'll go to the next one for the sake of time. And if you don't mind, can I go up here and read some of it?
Sure.
I can't read it from where I'm at. Oh, we can. All right. Next slide. All right, so one of the students, this is Jessica. Jessica actually had an internship with McDonald's Corporation last summer. She's amazing. I joined CPE because I'm interested in studying business in college, and there's an entrepreneurship career pathway. It has helped me further explore my career and learn about business. Additionally, through the CTE pathway, I was able to intern for McDonald's Corporation over the summer. IBCP has more flexibility than IBDP. Even though you have to take a few IBDP courses, you make deeper connections with teachers because you have the same teacher for junior and senior year in the cohort. Some of the courses have a 2-year requirement. They see their students grow and improve. This leads to better, I believe that's lasting relationships. Let's go to the next one. All right. Having the same classes 2 years in a row allowed me to build stronger connections with my peers. All right. I was able to further explore a career path for myself. I learned skills that are going to be useful in both educational and professional environment. I've had a joy of being a part of a close community of students and staff that care about each other and want each other to succeed. So another student. Let's go to the next one. And let's go, here's some students right here. This was last year. Let's go to the next one here.
What was that cool picture? Go back.
Oh, that was
Where
from
was it?
digital. So this was from,
Oh,
this
okay.
is a digital media student. So they learn how to basically make digital art. And so you have,
I was like, what is happening?
that's Taft. So that's a creative student, right? But this is cool. So pros of IBCP, you're able to participate in other classes. So you're still able to participate in electives, whereas in IBDP, everything is prescribed. I'm not saying that's bad, it's just different, okay? So in IBCP, there's still flexibility. You create bonds with others. 2-year classes create bonds with teachers, good for recommendation letters for college. Next one, please. And let's just go to the next one. All right, yeah, this will be the last one. I joined IBCP because I wanted to open my own business after college. So a lot of our students want to open a business, but they don't know how to do it. So in entrepreneurship, they learn how to do that. And they actually create a business here, a business simulation. I've learned the processes of creating business ideas and the way to follow through those plans. Because IBCP is a 2-year program, I've been able to make better connections with my teacher and my peers. So I guess to end, IBCP is a program where it's a 2-year program for juniors and seniors where you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get advanced college level classes that are our highest level classes in the building, but you also get to explore an area that you're interested in that you could possibly pursue in the future. So that's the IBCP, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave. If I can just add real quick, when we hired Dave last year, we have an internal joke in our cabinet meeting that, you know, we hire people and it's a 1st-round draft pick, and when we hired Dave, we're like, that's a lottery pick when we got him here. So he's done such a wonderful job with us, and it was a program that was kind of floundering a little bit, but he's taken it and it's taken off right now, and it's making it reach the full potential. Like I said, Dave, I want you to go home now and relax. You've given us more time. You're welcome.
I'll say one more thing.
Yes.
Mr. G, in the fall, Mr. G asked me how many students are in the IBCP, and I told him, and he was like, oh, we can easily get 300 students in there.
Right.
So now I have basically my marching orders.
Yes. We will have the engineering, so that's not the only, it's not, if Mr. G says it, we're gonna get engineering.
All right, well, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Have a good night.
All right, do we have visual arts coming at all?
No, none of that, no.
Okay. All right, on to the principal's report then.
Okay, we have first is student spotlight. They're not here right now, but I do have a spotlight. I'm gonna spotlight our student. Miss Graca was so happy when she brought me this today, right, Miss Diaz? She was like bouncing in her chair We have a sophomore here who was the queen of the Polish parade, 2023. Her name is Mariana Mose, M-O-S-Z, and I will give this to Brian if he wants the spelling. Mariana Mose is a sophomore at Taft High School, and when she was doing all these interviews with all these news services, she was always saying, I'm at Taft, I'm an IB student, I love Taft. And so she was really bragging on her program. She's a dedicated honor roll student and currently in the IB program at school. She's a first-generation Polish American. Mariana is also she's dedicated to ballroom Latin dancing and has been dancing Interclub Academy of Dance for the past 9 years and competing in dance for the past 6 years. She is currently in the open gold medal competing nationally. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like she's got to be really good to do that. And then after graduating from high school, she plans to pursue her career in dentistry. So that's my student spotlight, Mariana Mose, and she is the queen of the Polish parade. Let's hear it for Mariana. There's her picture right there. All right, let's move on here. Let's get started with the budget. We didn't have a budget meeting, but I would like to, in the past, what we've always done is we've usually had a facilities meeting at 4:30, and it's always been like to where everybody knew that we had it, and then we'd have a budget at 5:30. And so I don't know if we still want to do that or not, but if we do, let's have a meet. I'm not sure who's in charge of all those meetings, but send a calendar or tell me and I will send a calendar invite to everybody where that is. But we can start again with the 5:30 and 4:30 meetings if we want. Budget is, let me go over that real quick. I do have some approvals. All right, hold on to your seat on this one. Hyatt Regency, $54,000. It's in your thing. That is for our prom 2023. Again, it won't cost us anything. It's all through kids' fees. Six Flags Great America. This is Physics Day. Okay, it's different than grad night where seniors get to go, and it's all seniors from CPS that get to spend the night at Six Flags Great America. This is a physics trip, $11,296, not costing us anything. All the kids are raising their own money. Compass Transportation, that's that big ouch every month where we got the buses, not only from campus to campus, but also to all of our events that we have. And we take sports real seriously here. So we're always spending 20, all year long, 20, anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 every year. And then we have the classic. Every month, I'm sorry. Yeah, and then the classic coach was $11,350. Our NJROTC went down to Florida right before spring break and summer spring break, and they had a great time. They stayed on a couple of bases, and everybody had a really good time. And the Navy picked up a lot of that. We picked up, I think, $250 a kid on it, and everybody had a good time. So those are the approvals I need right away. Any questions on those before I move on? Okay, let me go to book transfers. Instructional fee, we're moving $34,320 to offset some negatives. Again, anything, I have a budget transfer, internal accounts, and then also our 115 funds. I have one for $9,049 to offset some athletic transportation. That's we didn't have enough in the Compass account, so we moved $9,000 more in there. $13,280 again for transportation. We had $24,325 to offset some negative budgets, and then $26,513 for student transportation. So those are all the approvals. Any discussion on any of those?
I don't have any.
Okay, you want to go for the approval?
Sure.
Okay.
I will move to approve the budget as presented. Okay. 1 second here. All right, Ms. Bellew,
Yes.
Ms. Candelaria Diaz, Ms. Carone, Ms. Cobb,
Yes.
Ms. Davila,
Yes.
Ms. Doherty Trebbing,
Yes.
Mr. Bershever,
Yes.
and Mr. Tran. All right, and I'm a yes also. Sorry. All right.
Principal report. Let me go with the principal
Yeah.
report real quick. This is what's been happening. Kind of a shorter month since we had spring break in there, so not as much stuff, but some stuff has happened. Our programming team has met with all department chairs and discussed preliminary course tallies and offerings. What's great about this year, like I keep saying, this is our baseline year because right now I think we're at full capacity, that we're going to be around 42 or 4,300 or 4,300 kids. So it's really good. They're meeting with all the departments. Nothing looks unusual. We're not losing any positions. Everything looks good, and and so we'll have more discussions on that. CIWP, we're still waiting with the new mayor. The budgets were supposed to be out April 10th, which was yesterday, and now they kind of pushed it back to the 18th. I kind of half expected, I'm hoping that it's May 1st, because if it's May 1st, that means they're looking at it and hopefully adding stuff to it. So I'm okay with that too. But it's going to be a little bit later, and then we find out about the CIWP process. So Mr. Flores will be handling that. I know we're going to be asking people from the LSC to be on it, especially our community members. It's really important that you have our community voice on the CIWP. More information will come. Summer credit recovery courses, they're all listed right there. I won't go through all of them, but you can see there are about 15 or 20 that the kids can come and actually get credit recovery. Sometimes the question is, can I get credit advancement? Like, can I go ahead? And you can't do that. It's only for credit recovery. Hopefully they'll all fill up. I attended an ILT Institute number 5. Here's a big one right here. 27 of our students are going to graduate with 15 college credits. Which means their first year of their college is done, which if you went to Illinois, University of Illinois, that's probably, I don't know, $20,000, maybe $15,000, $20,000. So, and some of them have 30, which is your whole first year, your freshman year, 2 of our kids, your whole first year is done. And so that could be $40,000 at some of the bigger schools. So that's huge. So what's nice is that we do have the availability for kids to do that if they want. You know, that's why I say we're a full service school on both ends. Climate and culture, we had parent teacher conferences completed. We did again in the daytime. I got very little pushback. A couple of people were like, no, I liked it the old way. And I kept going back like, well, we took a survey. And so out of all of our parents, only a couple were like a little disappointed. I'm like, you know what? You know, talk to your teacher. Our teachers are more than accommodating to just meet with you sometime online or talk to you and stuff like that. So I think it went well. Kudos to our PTSA. They provided our lunch. We went a little different this year. Instead of doing all pizzas from Dino's, we did Dino's, and then Bonnie's Subs, which is right across the street. She showed up at a aldermanic debate, and I said, send some sandwiches to our main office. And we're like, hey, these are good. So we did a little Bonnie submarine thing too. We'd like to keep it in the neighborhood. So that was good. Thank you, PTSA. That was a lot of money from them. So thank you. Summer camp offerings and schedules are live and online. Most of our camps are $25. I think that's wonderful what we do. We're trying to push not only academics, but I'm also asking the teachers to let's have some academic ones and some fun ones. Like I'm still trying to get someone to teach a drone camp. And we have a robotics camp. And I know that I talked to our cheerleaders and I said, you know, a couple years ago, we had like a 5th through 8th grade cheerleading session. And so they're going to have that again. What's nice is I said, find out who's going to do it. And we're all going to get them little pink lady jackets. And they're going to be at our Friday night lights. And they're going to be out there doing their things. I'm really looking forward to that. And it really is fun watching them go. And they know that they have to learn the hand jive because that's our theme song here with Grease. And so it's fun. Those kids are they're trying to keep up with everybody, and it's a really good time. So again, we're a neighborhood school, so we want to take care of our neighborhood too. So Friday Night Lights themes are completed. So that's nice. We got 4 home games this year. The first one, I think, is the first game. We're away in Crown Point, Indiana. That is a little bit, and just to show you that we've booked that one for 2 years. This was a guy named Craig Busio, who was at Homewood Flossmoor. And Craig Busio, I found out a couple years after I had recovered from leukemia, I found out Craig had leukemia as a football coach. So I called Craig. I said, Craig, hey, listen, my name's Mark. I'm a little bit down the road from you. You got this thing. We'll talk. And whenever you need me, let's talk. And then I also reached out to Joe Paterno, or not Joe Paterno, who was the defensive coordinator for the Bears? Chuck Pagano, who also had leukemia. And I said, and I was emailing Chuck about coming over here and flipping the coin for us. And I said, Chuck, if you get time, can you call or email Craig Busio and let him know that, hey, I'm Pagano and I'm a NFL guy and you're going to be okay. Well, he called him on the phone. So anyway, Craig and I were talking back and forth. Craig's fine now, but Craig moved from Homewood Flossmoor to Crown Point, Indiana. So through our talks, we said, hey, Craig, let's do like a leukemia thing. You know, let's get our teams together. He's got a really good team. We got a really good team. So our first game is down in Crown Point, Indiana, and they're going to do their whole leukemia fundraising thing that they do down there. And then the following year, they're going to be here, and we'll do something for leukemia here. So it really is a good. People saying, "Why are you playing Crown Point, Indiana?" So that's the story in that. But then the next week we're at home, and so I think our first game, home game, and it's scattered, is going to be our salute to our veterans. The next one is our salute to our first responders. So we want to get a lot of the neighborhood out here. Then our next home game is our alumni game and our senior night. And then the final one is our homecoming game. It's the middle of October. We pushed it, we wanted it the last game. And the reason being is we want to say, listen, you got to go to class. You can't be leaving the building if you want to go to homecoming. And you know our kids all want to go to homecoming. So we think we can kind of do that little carrot out there for them and kind of get more buy-in. And I didn't put it on here, but we are gonna have a junior prom next year. Kids have been bugging me for the longest time to have a junior prom, but by the time they ask me, it's like February and I can't get anything. But we're gonna book something comparable to what the homecoming dance is away, so everybody can do it. So we're large enough, we can accommodate a junior prom. Hosted an IB Visual Arts Expo at the Norwood Park. I mean, it was amazing. If anybody's not been to the Norwood Park Historical Society, I think it's one of the oldest buildings in Chicago, if not. But our kids went in there and put art everywhere, and and I walk around and I just listen, and I don't tell anybody I'm the principal. I'm like, but I'm getting like the guys. Oh, these kids are good. So it's always good, and they always do. We always do it at Eck Automotive, and Bridget knows we get our kids out. We have wonderful artists here, so that was always good. Chess team took 9th in place in nationals, which was really good. They just got back. We had a France and Spain trip, and I know we have a couple of moms here that maybe will run a comment on not like how was, because the kids are coming to me and they're exhausted, but they had such a good time. So, so give me a little lowdown.
I'm so thankful that there's teachers that do this, because I
Yeah.
want my kids to experience this away from me, having their individual time, but also being chaperoned in a way. And it was wonderful, the experience, the food, the people, the architecture. I just hope they keep doing it. That I really hope we get the teachers to always do this, because I want all my 4 children to do it. The
Yeah.
kids had a wonderful time.
Alex, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, no, like my son went and the only time he ever flew was to Disney World with
Really?
his 2 older sisters when he was 1.
Hmm.
So this was a big
Yeah.
deal, and he loved it. I mean, you know, he never has anything to say about anything, but he sent pictures, and the number one thing he said was he was hungry.
Yeah, of course.
He kept saying he was hungry. But no, he had a really good time, had amazing pictures of architecture, like amazing
Right.
stuff. So great. And then in Toledo, the 3 cities, the history of Toledo, that's a great spot.
We love our field trips. By the way, I'm a teacher. The person that wanted field trips first was Benjamin Franklin. So there's your little teacher fact of the night. Okay. We have interviewed and hired an admissions director. That's a little bit premature right now. We're trying to get him staffed, but he was the admissions director at University of Michigan, and he moved to Chicago. So it's a big catch if we can get him. Right now, we're trying to work through a couple of details. If not, we do have an alternative plan for that. We really do need it. I waited the longest I could, but now it's almost, especially right now, we have become like refugee city here, for lack of a better term. We're getting like 2 kids every other day. And I'm like, we're still getting the kids here, which is wonderful. That's what we're a neighborhood school. We're doing it, but we really need help like that. It's kind of bogging down a couple of other areas of the building. And we are full staff with security officers and conflict resolutions specialists, which is really good. Dates to remember: SAT tomorrow, big date. Okay, big date for everybody. Arbor tree. I just got the notice here. I was worried about this one because originally it was Lori Lightfoot's initiative to give us trees, and I'm like, oh, you know, are we going to lose our trees? But the guy from Streets and Sand came, and I'm going to put a kudo out to Alderman Napolitano because I know he pushed it through. So he's going to come. I said, I'm getting 38, but you can do more. And he goes, I'll give you 50. And I go, okay. So we're gonna walk around the campus. I have our landscaper that did the Osaki garden, and he usually comes to me in the springtime when we look at another area that we're gonna make nice. And I said, Julian, I need you to walk the campus with me and tell me where we can put as many trees as we can. So that'll be good. Prom at the Rosemont, always a good time. And I know that we do have OST funds with the teachers. And I know some of those funds are going to be used to help our teachers if they can help us chaperone at prom and also graduation. So it's just a really good time when you go there. And here's what I say all the time. And when our kids get dressed up, they have no problems. They really don't. There's no problems. Like at our homecoming, we had 2,500 kids and we had a problem with one. You know, that's unbelievable. So it's just, when our kids dress up, it's just a really good time and they look so good. And then we have our 8th grade, we are graduation at the UIC Pavilion at noon. We're gonna have an event over there, or we're gonna go there in the next couple of weeks and kind of get the logistics because we've never done it there. We're gonna make it quicker. I'm lowering my speech down to probably just my teenager talk and just get everybody out of here with 1,000 kids. And then 8th grade graduation is 6 p.m. on Friday. So that I did have what I got. Today, I asked Mr. Finkel, I said, you know what? Since our kids have, the lunchrooms have taken over the old library to now we call it the Commons. I said, you got all your performing arts right here. Let's put a stage in the corner. And then when you guys feel comfortable, you guys just walk over there and we'll play for the kids. Well, they did that all day long today. And was it unbelievable?
I was on a field trip with all the kids who came and
Right.
told me about it. It was amazing.
Right.
I saw the performers there.
Right. I will not get Smells Like Teen Spirit out of my head for about a week because I heard it 9 times in a row, but it was such a good time. It really was. And
I
the
hope
kids,
they do it more. I
We
really
are,
do.
we are.
I love it.
yeah, because they're kind of rehearsing. We have something called Taft stock after, I'm older than everybody, but Woodstock back in the day. So they do Taft stock. So this is the thing. But it really was fun. It was our kids and yeah. I'm just sharing this. The kids were doing this with the light and everything. I go, you know where that came from? And they're like, no, you just do your phones. I go, no, it's Bic lighters that we used to do when Freebird would come on, and they have no idea. So, but my kids don't know what a keg is, and they don't know what a tapper is. So that's all good. That's all fine. So that's all we got here. It's a good vibe we got on the campus. The spring air has a dual effect. It gets a little kids happy, but it also gets them to want to go to Norwood Park and hang out on those bleachers like John Travolta did in the day. So I'm kind of walking over there. I walk over there and just sit in the middle of all of them. And they don't run. They're like, what's up? I go, guys, you better be passing. That's all I'm saying. So that's it. I will pass. Any questions at all? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I don't have much to report as the chair. I can say that I was trying to enter the results from the principal evaluation into the online tool, and I was unsuccessful because it's not open. I talked to the LSC people about it, and they said, oh, no, it'll be open later. And then I got an email later, and they told me that, well, it's supposed to be open, but it's not. So we'll be able to do that. I mean, we had time because we were very prompt with the way we did it. So anyway, that's all I have to report about that. And we can do the closed session later if you'd like, or we can schedule it for some other time.
I say some other time.
Okay.
Let's all go home.
That's fine then.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any budget committee information?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Do we have any PPLC information?
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. And facilities committee information? All right. And the BAC? Did we get rid of that?
No,
Okay.
Melissa's on, by the way, Melissa Hess did have her baby.
Oh,
Beckham Hess. Dad's a soccer player, obviously, and so everybody's healthy. And we're just waiting for Mr. Glowicz to be number 2 now.
All right. Thank you. Safety and security?
I passed out little agenda that was shared to me today with Dr. Bellata made up. And so you guys can read through that, but I wanted to ask because previously, we've had other people, the climate culture director. So if there's anything that the LSC wants, like you can listen to the report and if you can let me know at the end, or I don't know exactly what you think the best way to do this, Paul, but if there's anything that's not in here, things that you want to know, like some statistics, like comparisons from month to month or year to year on things, or any other information you want to hear from the climate and culture director, let me know and I'll have her add that to the agenda. I mean, you can just email me if you have other stuff that you want to hear about. But I'll just, of course, these are always, long and detailed meetings, but I did share with Paul this email, so there's links in it if you want to go further and deeper into the things that, because Dr. Bellotta goes further and deeper into everything she does, which is really great. So I think I just want to highlight, like Mr. G said, we have a full security team right now for a week, because I think somebody's leaving because they got a job somewhere else.
Yeah.
But still,
We had it for a couple weeks.
it's better than, I mean, since I've been on the LSC. We're more fully staffed. And Dr. Bellotta did say that Paulo from TFA and Michelle from the varsity campus, who are attendance coordinators, she considers them as part of the team and the conflict resolution team, that they do a lot with attendance, with sharing resources and coming up with information. And I think this week, they're actually meeting together so that the way that they do things at TFA is the same way we do it here, so that it's a smooth transition for the students, so it's not like learning a new system, which is great. Like, she's always thinking, she's very thoughtful about how things are going. I think other things to note are just that all of the students are getting their IDs scanned every day now, so you can't be in the school without having without being scanned. After 8:15, every single student goes through the metal detectors. Before that, it's a random pulling students. Sorry, I got some notes on here.
Are all the students coming in through door one?
All through door one, yes, yeah.
Is that bottlenecks yet?
No, you know what, the first time it was, and people are like, I got here at 8:44 and I would have been on time. I'm like, that's not when school starts. School starts at 7:30. Okay, so you're 10 minutes late. Now they're getting it. And so it's less and less. And so if you come in at 8:44, you could be in your class if you got that pass by 8:45 or 8:46. You can do that. Unfortunately, some kids get that pass and they decide to walk around for 10 minutes. Yes, but it's under control now.
Okay.
Kids have accepted it.
So she's also with her tier 2 and 3 students, where she was having lunch detentions and skill building, programming. She's done more research and she's found that there's a thing called meaningful work, which is pro-social skills, which actually helps students change behavior instead of just identifying behavior. So that's like a deeper, more restorative justice type of practice. So she's implementing that. The 2x10, she wanted to give an update. She is this week sending out a survey to teachers who volunteered to do this, so she can get the feedback about what the results were, so that at our next LSC meeting, she'll share how that worked. And just as a reminder, that was for teachers to work with students who filled out the forms, the reflections when they had to come for infractions, and found out that at least like over 80 students felt like they didn't have a safe person in the building that wasn't a restorative justice person, that wasn't like a dean or something. And so she's like, we shouldn't be your people. Your people should be like your teachers and somebody else. She was working with new teachers, doing work with new teachers, and the teachers said after the work that they want to continue to build climate and culture. They want to continue to build relationships in the building. And so she's going to be working in the summer on more programming for them. So there is a climate and culture corner on the bulletin that goes out on Fridays. I think it's number 4. I don't know if you know or not.
Yes.
She just so you guys know, if you wanted to look in there for further information or information that gets shared out with everybody. And then she did say that she's getting started on the whole school safety plan, which is the plan that every year we have to do a survey. Surveys go out to parents, to students, to staff, teachers, everybody about our SROs, how many SROs, and what our recommendation, then that they work together based on the survey information to come up with a plan, a whole school safety plan, and then we vote on it, how many, what they recommend for how many SROs we have, and then we discuss and we vote on that. So any questions?
No, thank you.
I'll add one more statistic that I hear today. Mr. Glow had shared with me. About a month ago, we met with all the seniors and we really just read them the riot act. We're like, listen, there's no more 2.2s, which are leaving the campus. There's no more multiple tardies. You can have one here or there, but when you're going to do multiples, it's going to be like, it's going to get bumped up to a 3. Or you're not going to Six Flags grad night, you're not going to prom. Okay, I don't like holding graduation against the families for kids. I want the families to be there and have a good time. But out of that, we have about 1,000 seniors, 250 do not meet that. Okay, however, out of that 250, 200 are just because they didn't do FAFSA yet. So, and they will do FAFSA. So it's really only 50 kids out of 1,000 seniors that are kind of being knuckleheadish. And we thought they were going to be knuckleheadish anyway. So I think that's a really good statistic, and it's a testament to our kids.
Thank you. All right. Is there anything from the Student Voice Committee?
Yes, I want to talk about the recent fundraiser that the Student Voice Committee was approved for. It's a Star Wars thing for May the 4th. And we will be selling, or here they're selling, Star Wars themed snacks, and they'll also have a Star Wars themed photo booth for the students.
Nice.
Any questions?
No?
What's the fundraising for?
We're hoping, or we're planning on making money for more future events, like around next school year for around fall, so like around homecoming, that time, just like for students.
All right. Thank you.
And then I also have one more thing.
Sure.
There was a lot of like positive like feedback from the Taft versus Police basketball game. So
Oh, yeah.
Student Voice Committee was hoping we could have more collaborative events with around.
Sure.
That sounds like a good idea to me. All right. Thank you. All right. Is there Friends of Taft information?
No, I have talked to the Friends of Taft. I did reach out to everybody in an email. We're trying to, we're going to try to dissolve the PTSA and make it into a Friends of Taft. So we're in that process right now. I've reached out to our community to see if we have any community member that can help us incorporate it. We don't want it for free. The PTSA has money to do that. So I'm waiting for some people to get back to me that eventually we want to make it a Friends of Taft and instead of a PTSA. So.
All right.
Again, they did help us with the luncheon for them.
All right. Thank you. This old business item I'm going to be removing. Any new business? Okay. Then we can move on to public participation. Does anyone here have any public participation they'd like to share? Okay, we can see if anyone has any online.
If anybody online has public participation, can you raise your hand, please?
All right. Next item on the agenda is a closed session that we'll probably move to have at a different time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shared the information about PIAT, and until we can get that in there, there's, but yeah, there's no need for us to have the closed session today since PIAT's not working.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Ms. Bolu
Yes.
and Ms. Candelari Diaz, Ms. Carone,
Yes.
Ms. Cobb,
Yes.
me, yes. Ms. Davila,
Yes.
Ms. Doherty Trebbing,
Yes.
Mr. Gorder,
Yes.
Mr. Grishaber.
Yes.
And Mr. Tran. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
May 9th is our next one?
Oh,
May 9th, and it's here, yeah?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.